What I don't like, and I'm glad that 50 Cent erased all of his T.I posts. I'm glad he did all that. That's number one. I had a problem, with my brother going and putting the wife in there. Don't put the wife and the kids in the in the beef. Let it stay. It always stayed between the two rappers. They either got on a record and rapped and battled it out, or they even met and battled it out.
What really crosses the line in hip-hop beef? Clever trolling or bringing someone's family into it? Because this time, the internet isn't just laughing, it's divided. When 50 Cent made a move involving Tiny, the reaction wasn't business as usual. Fans who normally celebrate his ruthless humor suddenly paused and asked, wait, did this just go too far? And when Uncle Luke stepped in to publicly call him out, saying the focus should have stayed between 50 and T.I., the whole situation shifted from entertainment to something a lot more personal. Now T.I. is responding. Family is involved. Old jokes are resurfacing. Posts are going up, then disappearing. And the timeline keeps getting messier by the hour. So the real question is, was this strategic trolling gone wrong, or did 50 miscalculate this time? Let's break down everything that happened. And before we get into it, make sure you subscribe to Gossip Tier and turn on notifications, because when stories like this unfold, we cover every angle. There's been a lot of talk lately about Verity's involvement with 50 Cent and T.I., and the situation definitely stirred the pot. Uncle Luke even weighed in, saying he didn't like how 50 brought family into the mix. For anyone who missed it, Luke made it clear he thought the focus should have stayed on the main issue between 50 and T.I., not personal lives. When 50 posted that picture of Tiny, things took a turn. Viewers online started reacting fast, saying the move made the whole situation feel more personal and uncomfortable. Even fans who usually back 50's bold style were surprised this time, commenting things like, "Come on, Fifth, what are we doing here?" And when he later mentioned King, that just added more attention to the story. The whole situation quickly became a trending topic, with fans debating whether 50 had gone too far or was just being his usual outspoken self. It appears the situation shifted quickly.
They made diss songs and they did that, and then it all worked itself out. I don't like.
Observers noted how fast 50 Cent can share a post and then remove it shortly after. According to viewers tracking the updates, some posts stayed up briefly before being deleted, only to reappear again later. That same pattern was reportedly seen with a post involving Tiny. Social media users pointed out that it wasn't shared just once. It was uploaded, taken down, and then posted again. The repeated changes caught attention and sparked more online discussion about his strategy and timing. Some online commenters have suggested that T.I. and his family are extending the situation unnecessarily. However, others argue that from his perspective, he has repeatedly asked for his wife to be left out of the discussion. Supporters say his message has been consistent and direct. According to public statements and social media reactions, T.I. appears to believe that if the issue continues to be discussed online, he will respond in his own way, reportedly through releasing new music. Observers note that this approach has added another layer to the ongoing back and forth, with each response keeping the conversation active across platforms. In the middle of the discussion, it was mentioned that the record was aimed at several different people. At one point, Vivica Fox's name was brought up, which surprised many listeners. Then, Tiara Mari was referenced as well. There was even a moment where Ja Rule's name came into the conversation. The shifting focus caught fans off guard and added even more buzz to the situation. Some observers have commented that anyone who has had past disagreements with 50 Cent might feel connected to the message in these recent T.I. tracks. Online reactions suggest that certain listeners believe the music carries broader undertones, even if specific intentions have not been officially confirmed. Some fans have also been wondering about the absence of Tony Yayo and Uncle Murda in the current situation. Since they are associated with G-Unit, supporters have questioned whether this would be a moment for them to publicly show support. The curiosity has mainly played out in comment sections, where people are speculating about team dynamics. From an outside perspective, observers note that 50 Cent has often been viewed as a leading figure within the group. Because of that reputation, some believe this could be an opportunity for others connected to him to speak up. However, as of now, there have been no confirmed public statements from them addressing the matter directly. Some commentators have pointed out that since they host a podcast, this moment could have been used as a strategic media opportunity. From that perspective, it may have seemed like a chance to publicly show support and shape the narrative. However, the situation appeared to unfold very quickly on its own, without a coordinated response. Reports indicate that the tension initially grew out of a conversation on a podcast, which then gained traction online. In response, 50 Cent shared what he described as receipts related to T.I., referencing past public jokes and commentary that have circulated for years. Those references, including mentions of earlier online discussions about T.I., his appearances in certain community-focused programs added another layer to the exchange. As the clips and posts spread, the discussion expanded across platforms, with viewers analyzing each statement and reaction in real time. The conversation also revisited older online jokes connected to community awareness programs, which some viewers described as the same old topic resurfacing again. While those references have circulated before, many observers felt the tone shifted once family members were mentioned. According to several social media reactions, that's when the situation appeared to become more personal.
When you bring the wife in, the kids in, and all that, leave that alone. That's off the thing, and you just don't do that. I have a problem with that, but I'm loving it. I mean, T.I. coming with these songs, and I'm happy that I'm just happy T.I. doing more songs, because that is one of my top 5 rappers.
Supporters of T.I. have pointed out that his immediate response seemed focused on his household. Reports and shared clips suggest that he chose to sit down with his family to address the matter privately before making broader public comments. For some fans, that gesture signaled that he viewed the issue as more than just industry back and forth. In one of the response tracks, T.I. was seen spending time with his family while delivering his verse, which many viewers interpreted as a deliberate visual statement. Observers noted that his mother, his wife Tiny, and other family members appeared in the setting, creating a united front. The moment quickly circulated online and drew strong reactions. Some fans described the scene as impactful, pointing out that his mother appeared relaxed and supportive in the background. Others highlighted a brief moment where he and Tiny shared a toast, which many interpreted as a subtle show of solidarity. At first, some viewers believed Tiny had remained silent throughout the situation. However, several social media users later pointed out that she had reportedly addressed the matter on her Instagram page. According to comments online, she shared her perspective directly with her followers. It is unclear whether the post is still available, but at the time, supporters said she had made her stance known publicly. Observers have commented that T.I.'s family appeared unified and focused throughout the situation. At the same time, some online users speculated about the absence of Tony Yayo and Uncle Murda, with a few suggesting they may have chosen not to get involved publicly. However, there has been no confirmed statement explaining their silence, and others believe they may simply be focused on their own projects. Many commentators have described the overall situation as difficult for everyone involved. According to social media reactions, once Tiny's name entered the discussion, the tone shifted in a way that some viewers felt was unnecessary. Several people expressed the opinion that disagreements should remain between the primary individuals involved rather than expanding to include family members. Some fans have attempted to frame 50 Cent's actions as justified, arguing that his response was consistent with his usual online style. However, others have said this particular moment caused them to view him differently. According to various social media discussions, the situation prompted a shift in perception for certain supporters. For some observers, this was one of the first times they publicly questioned his approach, suggesting that the context of the exchange may have influenced how his actions were received. After years of online trolling and meme culture, some commentators believe this particular situation may not have landed the way previous moments did. According to various social media reactions, a portion of the audience feels that this time, the strategy may have had unintended consequences. Observers noted that when 50 Cent appeared to double down by reposting similar content, it shifted public opinion even further. As a result, some viewers expressed the belief that T.I. and his family were justified in continuing to respond. Online discussions suggest that, from their perspective, they may feel entitled to address the matter for as long as they see fit. As the back and forth kept trending, several media outlets and hip-hop blogs began covering the exchange in real time. Headlines focused on how quickly social media posts were going up and disappearing, with screenshots spreading faster than the original uploads. Comment sections across platforms became divided, with some users arguing this was classic rap rivalry energy, while others felt the tone had shifted into more personal territory. Industry commentators also pointed out that moments like this often boost streaming numbers. Shortly after the response tracks began circulating, fans reported noticeable spikes in engagement around older T.I. releases, as well as renewed interest in 50 Cent's catalog. While neither artist publicly confirmed any strategic rollout connected to the situation, observers noted that controversy often brings attention, and attention in the digital era can translate directly into streams and visibility. Podcast discussions added another layer to the story. A few hosts analyzed the timeline, suggesting that what started as commentary quickly escalated once social media became involved. They highlighted how repost culture and reaction channels can amplify even a brief comment into a full-blown narrative within hours. According to these discussions, the speed of the internet may have intensified reactions on both sides. Some entertainment analysts also referenced past rivalries in hip-hop, explaining that lyrical competition has long been part of the genre's tradition. However, they emphasized that modern disputes play out differently because artists now communicate directly with fans online. This direct access can blur the line between performance, marketing, and personal expression, making it harder for audiences to separate entertainment from real-life tension. Meanwhile, fan communities continue debating intent. On forums and social platforms, some users argued that 50 Cent's history of provocative humor made this moment consistent with his brand. Others countered that repeated references to family members changed the tone and influenced public sympathy. Polls and discussion threads reflected a split audience, with strong opinions on both sides. Despite the heated commentary, neither camp signaled any formal escalation beyond music and online posts. As of the latest updates, the situation appears to remain centered on public statements, social media reactions, and recorded tracks. For now, the narrative continues to unfold in digital spaces, where every post, lyric, and repost is closely examined by fans and media alike. As the situation continued to circulate online, some media personalities began questioning whether the entire exchange was partially fueled by timing. A few commentators noted that both artists have major business ventures outside of music, from television production to brand partnerships. In that context, heightened visibility, regardless of how it starts, can place a spotlight on multiple projects at once. While there is no confirmation of coordinated promotion, the overlap between controversy and increased public attention did not go unnoticed by industry watchers. At the same time, several cultural critics emphasized that hip-hop has always balanced competition with showmanship. They argue that sharp lyrics and bold online statements often generate headlines, but they also reflect a long-standing tradition of lyrical sparring. The difference now, according to analysts, is that social media preserves every move, allowing audiences to replay and dissect each development in detail. Streaming data trackers and fan accounts also began sharing screenshots suggesting a boost in engagement around related tracks. Older diss records from past rivalries resurfaced in playlists and clips comparing previous. Lyrical exchanges started trending. This wave of nostalgia added another dimension, as longtime listeners revisited earlier moments in both artists' careers. Meanwhile, reaction channels on video platforms posted breakdowns of specific lines, debating hidden meanings and subtle references. Some creators framed the exchange as calculated entertainment, while others viewed it as an emotional response to public comments. These breakdowns kept the conversation active, with thousands of viewers adding their own interpretations in the comments. Behind the scenes, a few entertainment reporters suggested that mutual connections within the industry could eventually encourage a cooling-off period. Historically, high-profile disagreements have sometimes shifted from public back and forth to private conversations. While there has been no official confirmation of such efforts in this case, observers pointed out that the music industry often operates through networks of shared relationships. For now, the exchange remains largely digital, posts versus reactions and commentary driving the narrative forward. Each new upload or statement quickly becomes part of a larger timeline that fans track closely. In today's media climate, even a short clip or a single lyric can spark days of discussion, proving how fast-moving and interconnected the culture has become. As the debate continued, some entertainment reporters revisited past interviews where both artists spoke about competition in hip-hop. Old clips began circulating again, including moments where each of them discussed loyalty, respect, and boundaries in public disputes. Fans compared those earlier statements to the current situation, questioning whether those principles were being upheld. The resurfaced footage added historical context and gave commentators more material to analyze. There were also renewed discussions about how humor plays into 50 Cent's public persona. Media outlets have previously described his online presence as calculated and comedic, often blending sarcasm with promotion. Supporters argue that this latest moment fits that established pattern, while critics say the reaction this time suggests the audience may be drawing clear lines about what they consider acceptable. On the business side, analysts pointed out that 50 Cent's television projects and production deals keep him consistently in headlines, even outside of music. Some commentators speculated that heightened online chatter could indirectly benefit overall brand visibility. However, Others caution that repeated controversy can also shape long-term public perception, especially when family members are mentioned. Meanwhile, T.I supporters highlighted his decision to respond primarily through music rather than extended online commentary. Several hip-hop bloggers noted that releasing tracks instead of engaging in constant posting may reflect a more traditional approach to addressing conflict within the genre. This contrast in communication styles became a key talking point across multiple platforms. Adding another layer, social media analytics accounts tracked how quickly related hashtags began trending after each new development. Within hours of certain posts or song previews, discussions expanded beyond core fan bases and reached general entertainment audiences. This wider exposure introduced casual listeners to the situation, many of whom formed opinions based solely on viral clips. In addition, a few radio personalities weighed in during live broadcasts, carefully framing their commentary as opinion rather than confirmed fact. They emphasized that much of what the public sees is curated through social media, and without direct statements clarifying intent, interpretations can vary widely. As coverage continues, the narrative remains shaped by a mix of music releases, archive footage, online reactions, and ongoing speculation from commentators. As coverage expanded, a few legal analysts were invited onto entertainment panels to clarify what is protected under free expression in music versus what could potentially raise concerns. They explained in general terms that diss tracks, satire, and exaggerated lyrics are typically viewed as artistic expression. However, they also noted that once disputes move beyond music and into personal commentary, public reaction can shift quickly. These expert opinions added a more measured tone to the broader conversation. At the same time, public relations professionals shared their perspective in trade publications. Some suggested that in high-profile disputes, silence can sometimes be as strategic as a response. Others argued that calculated engagement, such as limiting statements to music releases, can help maintain control over the narrative. These insights fueled additional debate about whether the ongoing exchange was reactive or carefully managed. Clips from past award shows and red carpet interviews also began resurfacing, showing moments where both artists appeared cordial in earlier years. Fans circulated side-by-side comparisons, highlighting how public dynamics can evolve over time. This archival content introduced a timeline element, prompting discussions about when tensions may have first developed. In addition, a few concert attendees shared videos from recent performances, noting subtle crowd reactions when certain lyrics were delivered. While no direct statements were made during those shows about the current situation, online viewers closely analyzed body language and crowd energy. These small details quickly became part of the larger narrative, even without official confirmation of intent. Music journalists also explored how streaming algorithms respond to sudden spikes in attention. When a track gains traction due to trending topics, platforms often recommend related songs, creating a ripple effect across catalogs. Data observers reported that this pattern appeared to benefit not only the artists directly involved, but also collaborators connected to them. Meanwhile, discussions on fan forums shifted toward longevity, questioning whether this exchange would fade quickly or become part of hip-hop's broader competitive history. Some longtime listeners compared it to previous high-profile rivalries, while others argued that today's digital pace makes sustained back and forth harder to maintain. Each new post, lyric preview, or media mention continues to be tracked closely, keeping the timeline active and open to further developments. As the situation continues to unfold, many fans are left wondering what happens next. Will this remain a lyrical exchange handled through music, or will both sides eventually choose to step back from the spotlight? So far, the developments have stayed within the realm of public statements, social media activity, and recorded tracks, but in today's media cycle, things can shift quickly. What makes this moment stand out is how divided the audience seems to be. Some viewers see it as part of hip-hop's competitive spirit, while others believe certain lines should not be crossed. With streaming numbers moving, old interviews resurfacing, and commentary still pouring in, the conversation is far from quiet. What do you think? Was this just entertainment, or did it go too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more updates and breakdowns on stories like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next update.